This is the nomothetic approach. Psychologists that adopt this approach are mainly concerned with studying what we share with others, for example, similarities between people. As the experiments have more than one participant, generalisation is possible since their results will be falsified and ecologically valid. This approach used experiments. Some examples of these styles were lab experiments and quasi-experiments. 3 examples you could use were Skinner, Bandura and Pavlov. Skinner conducted his experiment in 1938. This was an independent group experiment where the rats were all put in different conditions with different tasks. This was an example of operant conditioning. They took their conclusions and generalised the findings towards all people. This was the same with Bandura. This is the idiographic approach. The idea that every individual is unique and it therefore makes sense to study them separately as an individual. They can use case studies, interviews, autobiographies and self-report techniques. 3 examples of case studies are Anna O, Little Hands and Tan. Anna O suffered from hysteria, a condition in which the patient exhibits physical symptoms, for example, paralysis, convulsions, hallucinations, loss of speech, without an apparent physical cause. They used an interview technique and talking therapy. Freud took their cases and generalised the finding towards all people. He did the same with Little Hands. Little Hands was a 5-year-old boy with a phobia for horses. Like all clinical case studies, the primary aim was to treat the phobia. They used talking therapy and interview techniques. You can also look at Tan. Although Freud generalised the findings, most of the time with the idiographic approach, they don't generalise them and they keep them exclusive as case studies. Interviews allow researchers to get a subjective and a rounded view of the participant/patient. In a final note, no general laws are possible because of chance, free will, and the uniqueness of individuals. Hence why the idiographic approach looks solely at the individual.